Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Gringo here with another video. A few weeks ago, I made a top 10 list of the top 10 vintage Star Wars action figures. To show you I'm not just a fanboy, but a fanboy with a brain, here is my list of the 10 worst vintage action figures ever produced by Kenner. I would love to know what you think, so drop me a comment and hit that like button. As well, I've set a personal goal for converting more viewers to subscribers. This channel is only a few months old, and that conversion number is at 96%. The goal for the new year is 75%, so if you like the content and presentation, I'd appreciate it if you can help me reach my goal and hit that subscribe button. Thank you in advance for that, and let's begin. Number 10. 21B Medical Droid. The Medical Droid 21B had a few seconds of screen time during the opening act of The Empire Strikes Back. He was tending to Luke in the back of the tank after Han rescued him from hypothermia and after Luke escaped from the Wampa, and he had a couple more seconds of screen time standing behind Lando in Return of the Jedi. I have 21B on this list because we already had a medical droid, FX7, and he was a little more fun with extending arms and a rotating claw. Did we really need two medical droids? Were any of us performing that much emergency surgery on our action figures as children? I think not. Number 9. Bespin Security Guard. Like the medical droids, did we need two mass-produced variants of this figure? No, we did not. Instead of creating a different action figure, Kenner went for a quick cash grab by making two different security guards for kids to buy. It really did not matter which one you had first because this figure had no lines, no discernible behaviors or actions that differentiated them from the other. He was a general, bland character that could have been kept to just one offering. Number 8. Pruneface. One of the ultimate blink and you'll miss him characters in Star Wars, and maybe the moment when Kenner ran out of steam with the Star Wars franchise, Pruneface still got into a major commercial, flying the Falcon of all things. Pruneface as a character and as a figure even became the ridicule of Robot Chicken. Someone at Kenner thought that this figure would look cool to young kids. They were wrong. Every time I see it, I can't stop laughing. Number 7. Yakface. If Pruneface was tragedy, Yakface is the comedy. Looking like a cross between a camel and a rat, Yakface appears a couple of times for a couple of seconds and in no way deserved an action figure of his own. Released initially in Europe only, his figure is, for some reason, a very rare and expensive one. Number 6. Squid Head. I guess we graduated from faces to heads, and we have another blink and you missed him character from Jabba's palace and sail barge. At first, he looked cool, you just didn't know what to do with him. And what was a fish-based character doing in the desert anyway? I could have picked 3 Yees or Bib Fortuna, but this whole fish thing in the dry heat made the decision for me. Number 5. The Power Droid. Sometimes he's called a gonk droid. He's a box with springs for legs. He doesn't do anything but make a noise and slowly wander around the Jawa's sandcrawler fortress. Of all the original figures from the initial run, this is the figure that stymied me as a kid. What exactly could you do with him? Nothing. That's what. In short, a useless figure from a company trying to find a direction. I do feel bad about the torture though. Number 4. Amanaman. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but he had almost 35 seconds of screen time in Jabba's palace, although you may not see him propped up against the darkened concrete next to Han Solo, frozen in carbonite. The most disproportionate figure ever made by Kenner, this guy is a mess. And if you don't know that he belonged to the Star Wars universe, you wouldn't even know it by looking at him. Is he a lizard, a slug, and his weapon is a stick with a skull? This is a figure I think we all could do without. Number 3. The original Emperor. The Emperor should have been the coolest mail-away figure in Kenner history. Instead, it joined the pile of what-the-fuck offerings during the Return of the Jedi era. He didn't look anything like the Emperor from the movie. He came with a cane, but no lightsaber or lightning. Basically, you got an old man figure, which is the definition of lame when you're 8 years old. Number 2. The Imperial Advisor. This figure beats the Emperor out because he isn't even someone you care about. Basically, what you get is the old man figure's wet nurse. What Kenner exec thought to themselves, you know, young kids want to have an action figure that allows them to practice political intrigue and advising. A shitty one. Enough said. Number 1. The original Anakin Skywalker. Who was this figure made for? I think someone told the sculptors at Kenner that they could not make a worse figure than the Imperial Advisor. Then the sculptors said, hold my beer. I think that's how we got this version of Anakin. Like the Emperor, he was a mail-away figure. Unlike the Emperor, he can't hold anything in his hands. I remember being 8 years old, getting this figure in the mail after collecting enough proof of purchases and sending away, and looking at it with bewilderment and disappointment, the last thing a toy company wants to do with its core audience. And that's my list. What do you think? I hope you had fun watching that. I love hearing from all of you, so drop me a comment and I will get back to you. And I hope you have a great rest of your week, and thank you for giving me your time. Remember, I am still your reluctant gringo, and from south of the border, salud and a huevo.